Welcome to yoga. My name is Brittany, and the word of the day today is allow. I chose this word because I've noticed in the past several weeks that it has been a lesson for me to allow others to be where they are in their journey, and also to allow myself to be where I am in my journey. About a month and a half ago, my son and I experienced a very deep loss. His father passed away suddenly, and I have been grieving deeply. And I've had to allow myself to be where I am mentally, emotionally. I've had to allow myself breaks. It's okay. I've had to tell myself it's okay not to do the dishes immediately. It's okay to sleep in a few extra minutes if that's what you need in that day. And also, it's okay to allow those around me to grieve in their own ways, even if they don't look the same as mine. So, my invitation to you today is, can you look around your life and the people in it, and can you allow them to be where they are and be where you are, and just make peace with that? On your yoga mat today, can you allow your body to be where it is? Give it what it needs, whether that's to back out of a move or to go a little bit deeper, because that's what you need today. Can you allow yourself to get what you need out of your practice? So with that, we're going to begin in a seated position, so Stella doesn't have to move right away. And I want you to sit up nice and tall, your spine erect. Pretend like there is a string pulling the top of your head away from your hips. So ground your hips and your glutes into the ground and allow your head to be separated from your shoulders. So drop your shoulders and allow your spine to elongate. Place your hands on your low belly and go ahead and exhale all of your breath. We're going to inhale together for a count of 5, and then we're going to hold it, and then we're going to exhale together. So exhale everything, and then inhale through your nose for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you exhale, you should feel your belly push into your hands. We're going to try to breathe from our diaphragm more so than from our chest. So let's do that again. Count of 5, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, push out your belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and now we're going to start with one round of the sound Om. You can join in or just listen. Exhale, and then inhale for Om. All right, with that, move your precious cats and come into tabletop position with your arms and upper legs straight up and down. So wrists underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And look at your hands. Make sure that your index fingers are pointing straight ahead and that your fingers are separated evenly. And if your wrists are a little tired or don't feel so great today, allow them a break by separating your hands a little bit wider. Okay. From here, we're going to inhale and do a cow pose. So for cow, you're going to lift your hips and your head and that's cow. All right, so inhale, drop your belly, lift your head, lift your hips. And then as you exhale, round your spine and drop your head and your hips. Press your tailbone down and lift up the top of your back. Inhale again for cow. Lift your head and your hips. And exhale for cat. Couple more rounds. Inhale. And then exhale for cat. And if you need to, in cow pose, feel free to move your hips from side to side. So inhale, you might go to the left, you might go to the right, and then exhale, round your spine again. Press down on the floor. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, round again. Make sure that you're breathing throughout your entire practice. That's really going to make a difference. Gets your blood flowing, makes you healthier, helps you work through emotional pain, trauma. So take your hands, if it's comfortable for you, and flip your wrists, flip your hands 180 degrees so that your fingertips are pointing at your knees. And then on your next inhale, lift your right leg up and straight back behind you. This is called Southpaw Tiger. So keep your leg parallel to the floor and point your foot so that your leg stays in integrity, straight and strong, right back behind you. Try not to put all of your weight on your left side. Try to keep it even throughout your hands and extend your leg back. And then lower back down. Switch your weight just a little bit to your right side as you lift your left leg back behind you, and then see if you can even the weight back out so that there's equal pressure between both hands. Point your leg straight and strong. Don't let it drop, and you don't need to lift it up high. Just point it straight back behind you and tone your abdomen. So hold your belly in as you're stretching your leg back behind you. And then lower down. Now take your hands, flip them forward and a few inches in front of you. And look again at your hands, make sure your index fingers are pointing straight ahead and that the rest of your fingers are separated evenly. Now, curl your toes under, back behind you, and lift your knees up off the floor. Continue to lift your hips up to where the intersection of the wall and the ceiling meet. Then straighten your legs and you can press your heels back down to the floor for our first downward facing dog. Now in this pose, paddle out your feet so that you can stretch out the back line of both legs. And as you do so, don't forget to breathe. You can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, all through your nose. Just make sure that you have that ocean breath going the entire time, like waves of the ocean. And as you feel complete in your down dog, go ahead and lower back down to your knees and then flip over onto your back. We're gonna do a supine lunge, and supine just means on your back. So take your right knee and pull it towards your chest and bend your knee. See if you can grab the outside of your leg. The outside of your foot. If you can do that, keep your left leg straight and strong and gently pull down on your foot to frame your torso. Breathe in this position. And if your leg needs to stay straighter, you're welcome to just hold on to the back of your thigh. Allow yourself to be where you are. And then switch. So lower your right leg down to the floor. Pick your left knee up and pull your thigh closer to your torso and see if you can grab onto the outer edge of your left foot, and then gently pull down your thigh to frame your torso. And see if you can lift your right heel off the ground as you do so, and breathe here. Doing a lunge on your back. This is a great way to do lunges if you have issues with balance. You can do many, many poses on the ground, so you don't have to do them standing. Couple more breaths here. And then lower your left leg down to the floor. And again, pick up your right knee, and this time interlace your fingers on the outside of your knee and pull your thigh in. So we're just doing pretty much the same thing, but we're keeping our knee clamped closed. And then see if you can hover your left heel above the ground. If not, it's perfectly fine to leave it on the ground as well. You'll still get a nice hip stretch. Carefully release down. Pick up your left knee, do the same. Interlace your fingers on the outside of your shin, just below your knee, and try to pull your closed knee toward your torso. You can choose to lift and hover your right heel if you want, or you can rest it on the ground. Whatever you choose, continue to breathe. Carefully release. Now pick up both legs, bend your knees towards your torso, grab the outer edges of both feet, and if you need to stay up here, stay up here. If you want a deeper stretch, you're gonna pull both legs outside of your torso in happy baby, and breathe here and see if you can access some joy here in this playful position. Babies are never in this position without being happy. I've never seen a baby cry holding his feet or her feet. I'm sure I'm wrong though, so if you want to correct me, leave a comment. Okay, and then carefully release both legs down. And now we're gonna flip back over and do our lunges the regular way now. So take your right foot and place it at the top of your mat, and you can frame your front foot with your hands. You can keep your back knee on the floor if you would prefer to do that, or curl your toes under and lift your back leg if you want more of a stretch. Now from this lunge position, place your right hand inside of your right foot, and then carefully walk your hands out in front of you as you fold your torso and your head next to your shin for down dog lunge. Try to lift your hips as you lower your shoulders and breathe. You might need to bend your right knee out to the side a little bit to create more room for your torso to fold inside. Carefully walk your hands back inside your front foot and then frame your foot again. Lower your back knee if it's not there already, and then bring your right knee to meet your left and step your left foot up in between your hands. You want your front shin straight up and down, knee above ankle. And you can keep your back knee lowered if you would like to, or curl your toes under and lift your back leg. From here, take your left hand, place it inside your left foot, and then one at a time, walk your hands forward as you fold your torso inside that left foot, inside the left leg for a down dog lunge. And breathe. One at a time, walk your hands back. You can take as many handprints as you need, and then frame your front foot again. Step your front foot back to meet your back foot, and then hold here in plank position, top of a push-up. If it's easier for you, or if it's what your body needs today, then lower your knees to the ground to make it a little more accessible. Also remember, you can also widen your arms from side to side if your wrists need more support. But breathe here, press your tailbone up, and continue to tone your abdomen muscles. On your next exhale, carefully lower down. Bring your arms alongside your torso, palms pointing up, and bring your ankles to touch. Press the tops of your feet down on the floor so much that your kneecaps lift, and then look forward and lift your chest. On your next inhale, lift your chest one more place. Squeeze your shoulders together on your back. Allow your heart to shine forward, opening up your heart chakra so that you may give and receive love today as you allow people to be where they are on their journey, yourself included. And then exhale, lower down. Place your hands underneath your forehead and just rest for a moment with your forehead on your hands. Now remove your hands and place them in front of your chest, fingertips pointing straight ahead, index fingers. Grip the floor with your fingerprints, curl your toes under, and bend your knees. And then lift your knees, send your hips up for another downward facing dog. And reposition yourself as you need to feel comfortable. You can put your feet together in downward facing dog where they're touching, or you can keep them hip width apart. It's totally your choice. You can do a down dog jog here if you need to, or you can do a still downward facing dog and breathe and try to push your heels a little bit farther towards the floor. And then bend your knees and walk your hands back to the back of your mat. You can walk your feet up a little bit too if you need to. And come into a forward fold. Now in forward fold, you have a couple of options. You can bring your feet together and bend your knees and press your fingerprints or your hands onto the floor and allow your torso and your thighs to connect. Or if you would prefer, you can straighten your legs and hold on to opposite elbows. Just allow your head and the top of your body to hang forward as you breathe. On your next inhale, halfway lift into a flat back position. And then exhale, lower back down into a forward fold. Inhale again, this time bend your knees and allow your arms to come all the way up. And then as you exhale, lower your arms by your side into a mountain pose. Take a couple breaths here. Look down at your toes, lift them, see if you can separate them, and then place them back down on the floor. It's an odd sensation if you're not used to it, but it feels really neat after a while. Okay, from mountain, Bring your arms straight out in front of you, palms pointing towards each other. And then bend your knees as you lean forward a little bit. This is just power pose stage 1. And you can be up here if your body needs to, or if your body needs a deeper stretch, you can bend as far as you need to. You might need to round your upper back a little bit. Continue to tone in your abdomen and then sit back on your heels. Reach forward. And then have a seat on your mat. Place your feet out in front of you and lift them. And then lift your hands. And then lean over to one hip and just start swimming. Cosmic abs. We're swimming through the cosmos. Who do you meet on the way in your cosmic adventure? What do you do? Switch hips. Continue to breathe, that's for sure. Breathe. Switch again. Breathe and move in funky ways. There's no rules here. Just move your body and keep your hip one at a time, or maybe both on the floor. If you need help with balance, it might be easier to keep both hips on the floor. Just move your legs and your arms in wild ways. Have fun. Allow yourself to feel joy. All right, place your feet on the floor in front of you, and then place your hands about 1.5 feet behind you, thumbs pointing out to the side, fingertips back behind you. On your next inhale, lift your hips to create a body table. Press your hips and your tailbone up. Try to keep your shoulders away from your neck if you can. Hold here for 5 as you breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1. Lower down. And then scoot your boot up, lie back down, and then place your hands underneath your hips for leg lifts. So extend your legs out in front of you. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, lift your legs so that your toes are above your eyes. And then as you inhale, lower them just above the ground. And then exhale to come back up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Couple more times with your own breath. If you're shaking, that's a good thing. Your blood is flowing, your body is warming up. It's great. All right, lower your legs all the way down and then come back up into a standing position. So mountain pose, feet together, arms by your side, shoulders away from your ears. See if you can stand up tall and elongate your spine while you press your shoulders and your arms down. Opposing forces. On your next inhale, bend your knees and sweep your arms all the way up overhead. Place your palms together and cross your thumbs. Inhale up, one more position, and then exhale, pick a side and bend over. So press the floor down evenly with both feet. Tone your thighs in together, engage your glutes, and lean over to one side as you take your head and look towards the opposite side. So for me, I'm leaning over towards my left. I'm taking my head and my torso and I'm kind of pushing them to the right as opposing forces again. And then come back to center, switch the cross of your thumbs, Inhale up and exhale to the opposite side. Again, make sure you're pressing your feet evenly, toning your thighs, engaging your glutes, and breathing into those ribs that are opening up. Inhale back to center. You can lower your arms now. And then step to the back of your mat. Place your hands on your hips. And then take your right foot, and as many steps as you need to, or maybe in one step, take a lunge to the front of your mat. And that may happen if you do it in one step. So just be prepared. Again, look at your lunge. Make sure your knee is above your ankle, front thigh close to parallel. Back leg can be straight and strong, or you can always lower your back knee, top of foot to the floor. Whatever is best for you. Breathe into this lunge. See if you can square your hips. So that means, see if you can move, it's gonna be a very slight movement. Move your right hip back and your left hip forward to try to keep them in one straight line at the wall in front of you as you breathe. Now, bring your hands down to the floor and step your foot back and hold plank for a couple of seconds. Don't forget to breathe. Grip the floor with your fingerprints so you're not putting so much pressure on the balls of your hands. And then lower your knees to the floor, walk your hands back, and then stand back up at the back of your mat. Hands on hips, and you choose how many steps you take to get to the front of your mat. Take your left foot, step forward into a lunge. Again, we're going for front thigh parallel. If it's not parallel today, totally fine. We're going for knee above ankle. Back leg straight and strong, or back knee lowered. Lift your chest, move your shoulders back. Shine your heart chakra forward. Breathe. Try to move your right hip back, left hip forward just a tad so that they're more square. And then lower your hands, step back into a plank position, and then lower down onto your belly. Extend your arms out in front of you and point your feet straight back behind you. In this position, your feet do not need to touch. So you want your feet and your arms hip and shoulder width apart. On your next inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg. And breathe here. Karate chop the floor with your left hand and press down with your right foot. As you breathe, see if maybe you can lift one more place. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your left arm, lift your right leg. Breathe here, press down with your right hand and left foot. Exhale, lower down. Now, you can bring your ankles to touch for this next position, or you can continue to keep them hip width apart if your low back needs extra space. You choose. Keep your arms shoulder width or wider apart. And then on your next inhale, look forward and lift your arms and your legs at the same time. For superhero, as you breathe. Exhale, lower down, and then place your palms in front of your mat and allow your forehead to rest on your mat as you breathe. Now roll back over onto your backs. And we're going to end the way we began. So inhale, bend your right knee in towards your torso, and this time interlace your fingers outside of your shin and pull your leg in. I'm going to do this way first before we go into half happy baby. Continue to breathe as you pull your thigh in towards your torso. Your left heel can rest or hover above the ground. If you've lost your connection with your breath, pick back up. Carefully release your right leg down. Bring your left leg forward. Interlace your fingers outside of your left shin. Pull your thigh towards your torso and keep your foot flexed, or maybe both feet. Release your leg. Bend your right knee again, and this time try to grab the outer edge of your right foot. You can stay way up here if you need to. You can pull it down if you need to. Just listen to your body. Allow it to have what it needs today. As you're breathing, are you breathing from your diaphragm in your low belly, or are you breathing in your chest? Try to begin your breathing in your diaphragm, ending with your chest. And release your right leg again. Pick up your left leg again, bend your knee, grab onto the outside of your left foot, and pull gently towards your torso. You might even leave your right hand on your belly to feel your belly move up and down as you breathe. And release. And this time, keep your left foot on the floor and place your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And then pick up your left foot and bring your thighs closer to your torso. So you may choose to interlace your fingers on the outside, around your left hamstrings, and then pull towards you. You can choose to go further and interlace your fingers around your left shin, but make sure that both feet are flexed. This will protect your knees. As you breathe, you're sending your oxygen all throughout your blood cells. Calming your body down. And release back down. Place your right foot on the floor. Take your left foot, place it on top of your right thigh. Lift up your right foot. Interlace your fingers maybe behind your right hamstrings. Pull towards your torso as you continue to keep your feet flexed. You may choose to interlace your fingers outside of your right shin. Whatever you do, make sure that you're breathing. Listen to your body. It will tell you what it needs. Release the interlace of your fingers and place both feet on the floor. Lift both feet and wrap your arms around your knees and give yourself a big hug. You may choose to rock side to side if that feels good on your back. As you exhale, allow your body to completely relax. Rest your legs, your arms on the floor, your shoulders, your head. Allow your feet to fall open and just settle in with your body as you receive the benefits of the practice today. Allow your body to rest. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. If you need to, take one final stretch. Bring your arms above your head and stretch your arms and legs in opposite directions. And then, as you exhale, roll your body over to your favorite side. And then lean a little forward as you push yourself up. Keep your gaze soft or your eyes closed. We will end practice the same way we began, with one round of the sound Om. You can keep your hands in front of your heart in prayer position or rest your palms on your lap in receiving mode. Feel free to join in or just listen. Exhale. Inhale for Om. In honor of each other, this path and practice, thank you for practicing with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you or anyone around you is grieving, there is a national alliance for grieving children, and you should Google them and look for a support group near you, because there are support groups all over the country for people experiencing loss. And I know there's been a great deal of loss in the past year. A lot of people need support. So, thank you for practicing with me. Have a great day.